What's your plans for this building?
Ultimate goal is, I've been doing theme work for many years and always wanted one of my own. My wife's a chef, so going to kind of turn it into a rainforest, Jurassic rainforest with a lot of dinosaurs, and kind of like a little cafe type thing. So.
Let's get a little background on you. You've been an artist for a long time, right?
Oh yeah.
Did you go to Kansas City Art Institute?
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis?
Yeah.
When was that?
1979 to 81.
Really? And what's your background in art?
Mostly right now, it's been sculpture is the biggest thing, but a little bit of everything. I've done paintings, from airbrushing to portraits, but heavily into the sculpture work. Just recently, in the last year and a half, I've gotten into consulting and training. So I'm training other artists to do this particular trade.
What kind of projects have you done?
Oh Lord, I've done Tree of Life. The Animal Kingdom at Disney, Universal Studios. The latest one I just finished was Harry Potter's ride. Just got back from that last year. 6 months ago I was in Bahrain working for the Prime Minister on his private island. Any zoo that you can think of or aquarium in this country I've worked at.
How do you find your work?
People, just the reputation I've gotten in the last 15, 20 years, just people call me. So I pretty much just sit around and wait for it all, But
I'm looking out here. I see this sculpture you're working on. What's this going to be?
This is going to be part of the rainforest. Up there will be a waterfall that will come down. This is going to be a pond. I'm not sure whether we'll just make it a wishing well or actually have goldfish in it. But eventually there'll be all kinds of trees, like rainforest trees. I want to cover the whole ceiling with foliage so that way you don't see the ceiling anymore and act like you're actually in the forest.
So this is going to be your permanent?
This is permanent, yeah. This is kind of mix it in with, wife wants to, she cooks for a living, so get her out of her full-time job and come down here and eventually do that. So.
Now, what is this made out of?
It's all concrete, steel and concrete.
That sounds like a pretty labor-intensive work.
Yeah, this is actually... this came from 2 classes that I was having. I teach them from bending the rebar, doing the scratch coat, and then putting the finished final coat and painting it and dyeing it. So they've been working all of this. They've built trees that I already have in here.
So you have students?
Yeah.
Are they around here?
No, they're from all over the country, and I've had 2 or 3 from out of the country come in. So
they come here to learn?
To learn the trade.
Are you looking for more students?
Oh, all the time. We have classes once a month. So, and I kind of pick what we're going to teach at the time. Next class in April is back on this rock work. We'll finish this up, teaching them how to carve it, hand sculpt the concrete.
Since we have this one part piece right here, it's kind of halfway done. Could you kind of give me a little quick show on how one of these pieces is done?
Well, first, you can see the rebar here. We start out with the rebar and we bend it to shape we want. And then we'll tie a screen on the back side of it so that way it's hollow, so there's not so much weight when it's finished. And then we spray the concrete on there. And then from there, we go to this. This is what we call the finish coat. And then we just hand draw that on and then shape it and texture it by hand.
So how in the world do you spray concrete?
I got a little sprayer that actually a manufacturer come up with, and I've been selling them for them. You just put it in a little, it's like a texture gun for ceilings and walls, but it's made for concrete.
So it's a special mix then?
Yeah, it's a plaster is what it is, sand and Portland.
Okay, we're going to take some pictures of your other work. Is there anything else here that people would be interested in knowing that they may not know about your studio?
This is a good example of how I start out with steel. This will eventually be a dinosaur that's here. When he's finished, he'll be placed in here somewhere. This is the actual dinosaur found in this region back in the day. So, it's the iguanodon. It's a vegetarian.
So how do you get the general shape?
I've got tools that I use that bends the rebar to shape, and then I weld everything up.
So basically, it's just the artist's touch. You just do it the way you think it should look.
Yeah, I go from reference photos. When I do a dinosaur, I'll reference the internet, find out their actual size, length, and it'll tell you the size of teeth, head, feet, everything. So, and then you just kind of go from there. So.
I see something here that's a little more artistic-y.
Yeah, he's more of a contemporary type thing. He just come home once when I got back from Bahrain. I was bored, so I just threw them together. He's up for sale, so.
Okay, I have to ask you, what's it like to work? You said this guy was a what?
Well, he's the Prime Minister of Bahrain. So
What was that like?
It was interesting. I mean, the people over there are different, but we were stuck on this private island every day, you know, from 6 in the morning till 3 in the afternoon.
And
couldn't go anywhere.
What'd you make for him?
We were building the seawall that comes in, that's there. It supports his buildings, and the ocean is eroding it. So we went and shot concrete on it, and then imitated the actual walls with concrete, so that way there was no deterioration.
Did you meet him?
Oh yeah, met him twice. And you don't usually shake the hand of a king, but he actually shook our hands. So
That's pretty awesome.
and he never allowed any citizens, Bahraini citizens, on his island, ever. But,
Well,
so we had to be foreigners to work there. Well, RAT, it's called RAT International. It stands for Rock Carvers, Artists, and Theme Builders. And we started the organization because in our industry, we really don't have an organization for the artists themselves. And as you work for 25 years for a big company, you never get recognition. So you have to sign off. You can't use any of your work for, you know, advertisement or anything like that. So this kind of helps the new people getting starting out. The training is involved. There's a lot of free training, free videos, and then also we have the paid training. So we just kind of started it for all the people in the industry, all the artists.
and is this going to be held here?
Yeah, this will be held here. This is it's at a local campground that we're going to be working at. We're going to do demonstrations there. We're taking a whole cabin. We're going to completely remodel the outside of it, make it look like a 3/4 rock, and then the rest log cabin, and it'll all be out of concrete. And be doing concrete countertops, which is now a real hot item in all new housing because it's green. You know, you're not using plastics or anything like that. So, and we'll also be building a fire pit out of artificial rock there.